Right now, today, fear is costing you money. Not a scam, not a bad market, not bad luck. Fear, specifically, your brain's wildly overtuned fear of losing what you have versus gaining what you could. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your brain does this and one small thing you can do this week to start undoing it. Think about the raise you didn't ask for, the job you've outgrown but haven't left, the money sitting in a savings account earning nothing because investing feels risky. None of that is laziness. It's not even really about money. It's about a specific, predictable wiring in your brain that treats a possible loss as far more threatening than an equivalent possible gain, even when the math says otherwise. Here's the maddening part. You already know, intellectually, that staying quiet about your salary is costing you more than the awkward conversation would. You know that cash sitting in a checking account is quietly losing value to inflation every year. You know the safe choice is often the expensive one, and you do it anyway. That's not a willpower problem. That's a wiring problem. Let's look at the wiring. In the late 1970s, psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky ran a series of experiments asking people to choose between different bets. What they found reshaped economics. People don't evaluate outcomes by their final result. They evaluate them relative to a reference point, usually what I have now, and losses relative to that point hurt roughly twice as much, psychologically, as equivalent gains feel good. This became known as loss aversion, one of the core findings of what they called prospect theory, work that eventually won Kahneman the Nobel Prize in economics. Here's what that means in practice. A coin flip that could gain you $100 or lose you $100 sounds fair on paper, but most people won't take that bet unless the potential gain is closer to $200. Losing $100 feels about twice as bad as gaining $100 feels good. Your brain isn't doing cost-benefit math, it's doing threat detection. Now layer fear of failure on top of that. Failure isn't just losing money, it's losing status, losing the story you tell about yourself, risking that other people see you fall short. Research on fear of failure, going back to psychologist Raymond Cattell's early work and developed further by researchers like Covington on self-worth theory, shows that many people would rather not try at all than try and be seen failing. Not trying feels safer than an honest attempt, because not trying can't be judged. So when it comes to money, these two forces combine into something brutal. Negotiating a raise isn't evaluated as small chance of an awkward moment, decent chance of more money. It's evaluated as possible painful rejection and public failure versus comfortable, known quantity. Investing isn't evaluated as historically. Markets grow over time. It's evaluated as I could watch my number go down and feel like an idiot. The potential loss, financial or emotional, gets weighted so heavily that the rational upside barely registers. And there's a second mechanism worth naming, the endowment effect, also documented by Kahneman along with Richard Thaler and Knetsch. People value what they already possess more than they'd value the same thing if they didn't have it yet. Your current salary, your current routine, your current sense of I haven't failed at this, all of it feels more precious simply because it's already yours. That inflates the perceived cost of any change, even a good one. None of this means you're broken or overly emotional. It means your brain evolved for a world where losing resources could genuinely threaten survival, and it hasn't caught up to a world where the loss is a slightly uncomfortable email or a market dip you'll recover from in 18 months. Let's make this concrete. Negotiation avoidance. You imagine the rejection vividly, the awkward silence, the no. You barely imagine the yes, because a yes doesn't need imagining, it's just more money, an abstraction. Loss aversion makes the vivid emotional downside outweigh the numeric upside almost every time. Investing avoidance Cash in a bank account feels safe because nothing seems to happen. But inflation is a loss you can't see happening day to day, so your brain doesn't flag it as a threat. A market dip, on the other hand, is a loss you can see in real time with your name on it. So people avoid the visible recoverable risk and unknowingly accept the invisible compounding one. Career stagnation. Staying in a familiar role feels like not losing, even when it's quietly costing you years of higher earnings elsewhere. Leaving is coded as a potential failure. Staying is coded as neutral, even when staying is, itself, a decision with a cost. In every case, the pattern is the same. The fear isn't really about the money. It's about what the loss would mean about you. And that fear is measurably larger, in your head, than the equivalent gain. Here's the reframe. You don't have to eliminate the fear before you act. You just have to make the risk small enough that the fear doesn't get to run the whole decision. So this week, pick one. Ask for something small and specific in a low-stakes negotiation, even just moving a deadline or a small scope change, to practice the muscle. Or move one modest, defined amount into an investment account you've been avoiding, not your whole safety net. Just enough to feel it and survive feeling it. The goal isn't to become fearless. It's to prove to your own brain, with real evidence, that the loss you're picturing is smaller and more survivable than it feels. Do that once, and the next risk gets a little easier. If this helped you understand your own money patterns, subscribe next week. We're breaking down why we panic sell investments at exactly the wrong moment, and what to do instead.